Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Goeienaand mense. Hello everybody. Very nice to have you on tonight. Yes, so it is a fantastic show tonight. I'm so excited because we have got the MBDA, and they are here tonight to explain what is happening in our beautiful city. Yes, indeed, I can see everybody coming online. We would first of all like to thank the sponsors, our sponsors Fitch and Leedes, who are providing you, of course, a little bit of Mickey Dop for you, né? So I hope that you all got a glass of wine. Make sure that you all get a glass of wine. It is very nice. Of a Fitch and Leedes mixer with a bietjie iets 'n bietjie sterker rabe nou, né? Miskien 'n bietjie brandewyn of iets. Of ek het 'n bietjie I've got a bietjie gin, but a bit of gin, you know, which is very nice in a pink drink. Ek het was 'n pink ene gekry, daai pink tonic. Oh, sê lekker. And of course, Spar, our new sponsor. Cheers to you, Spar. Lekker to have you now on board with us, as well as of course our internet speed like lightning, Amobia, nee. Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, it is so nice for me to be here as well. Poof different sail all the way here from Uitenhage. Of course, you know I come from Uitenhage because my hi-fi speakers are from the Uitenhage drive-in, nee. And I am also here tonight, of course, to just help with the communications, because you know how it is. You know, we've got the MBDA on tonight, of course, and to do with council as well. They also have hardships with the council and things like that. You know, that's why I am here too, because I am, of course, always was more a government employee, né? And I've got my coach and my coach. I'll say bietjie vir jou. And we have, because it's you know, governmental, we have to get communications right. Communications. And to that we have to have knowledge of the words of English. And I better a little bit of the English. You know, words sometimes in English they make it difficulter than in Afrikaans. Like you can have like a word like osteoporosis. Now, if you words that sound the same, that they have the same meanings. Sound the same and they have similar meanings, but it's not the same. So like a word like osteoporosis, and then of course the other word osteoporosis. They sound the same, nee? And they are the same. Sometimes I just use big words just to sound a little bit photosynthesis, you know. Yes, and of course words like that mean different and sound the same, like anecdote and antidote. Anecdote and antidote. It klink mos dieselfde, né? If I'd known the difference between that words, then Skalk would still be alive today. But you know, words like complete and finish, né? Finish and complete. They sound different, but they may mean the same. So like if you marry the right woman, then you are complete. If you marry the wrong woman, then you are finished. If a right woman find out about the wrong woman, then you are completely finished. Oh, say dames en here, welcome to Gino's spot. Get yourself a drink and let's sing a song for you tonight. Give me something to sing in the comments. Hello, gooi the comments daar. I want everybody to type in the comments. If you think it, we're going to do a song and I'm going to sing them for you, né? Hit it. Oh, say. That's right, tonight. Oh, say, give me some comments to sing. Oh, say, hey, young man, Wendy Tompkins, he said hello. Gino Taylor said hi, Gino, and I love your show. Tonight to the Fullbrook. Cheers to a lot of Fullbrook. A young man. With your place you can go, I said, young man. And I'm sure you will find many ways to
have a good time. What's that? We interviewing the MBDA. We interviewing the MBDA. Yes, Philippa Fabry is making some soup. Oh, lekker, I have some later. Lola Fullbrook says, life is a highway. I say, wide MBDA. Young man, I was once in your shoes. Young man, down and out of the blues. I say, Cat Anderson, James says hello in hola in Spanish.
Oeh, gats hola, dis not the same in Afrikaans, hoorie.
And Loreen Grimmett says, awesome, I love your show. I love you too, it's a MBDA. We interviewing the MBDA. Philippa says, what kind of soup is this? What? Discussing your recipes on my show tonight. Hello Ian, lekker to be here as well.
Woo! Oh, say Ian Olivier, nice to have you here, young man. 18 till you die, yes. Woo, yeah, but he survived that hartaanval that time. Nee, you a lucky bastard, you were near to the hospital, that's right. But he's nice and fit now, I see. Now you start to eat healthy and things. Nee, yes, you peoples, we need to have a positive outlook on our town because we have COVID and things. Okay, I'm going to take this now. When I remove the hat, then I become myself again. I say, all right, ladies and gentlemen, fantastic to have you here. I'm so excited about tonight's show because I am this Gino spot was as all of you know was just to cheer people up in the beginning. It started out in the kitchen, and then Philippa kicked me out, and now I sleep outside, and also the kitchen is now free for her to make soup, apparently. So I've now moved over to the studio, and it's been fantastic. We've just been able to use Gino's spot to try and cheer people up and try to give a bit of a positive spin to this town, because I totally believe that PE is one of the best places to live in the world, and East London, our Eastern Cape area, in fact, is just unbelievable. Okay, hello Marilyn. I rock, of course. Yes, and I have my. I can't even take out my come out my coach out because I've got to drink. I hope you've all got a drink. I hope you've hello Loreen. Lovely chilled Saturday evening. Absolutely. I hope you all chilled and laid back, and you've already had your two glasses of wine so that you can listen to what I've got to say tonight. And well, every time we're going to be doing a little drop-ins of various things over the next few coming weeks. And one thing I'd love to do is a little history thing. So we're going to have a little history drop-in. This day in 1970, for example, today, Jimi Hendrix died. I know it's bad news, but you know, Fitch Leedes, and if you take so many drugs, you've got to expect that, I suppose, in the end. But here's to Jimi Hendrix, and so cheers, and this day in history, we're going to go back. We're going to go back in time and have a look. I think Franz Ferdinand's the guy that Franz Ferdinand killed for the First World War. It was King Leopold. I think he was made king of Denmark this day in somewhere around 1918 or something. I did find out something about that too. But we're gonna drop in these little history things as well, which is gonna be great fun too. And I want to find PE history. I want to find what happened. I know 1st of September was the 1968 was the huge floods that we had here in PE that washed away everything. Cleansed us, but more than cleansed us, I think it washed away half our buildings. But that's okay, because we're going to be rebuilding PE by the looks of things if the MBDA get their way, and they have up until now for sure. So what we're going to do first, we're going to have our little sponsor, Fitch Leedes, always teach us how to make a drink, and Justin comes up with something crazy and new every week. So let's have a look at our magical mixologist.
When the sun goes down and you need a little tipple, Fitch Leedes have got a flavor for the people.
Hey guys, welcome to Magical Mixologist. Today I'm going to be bringing some heat, and by that I mean I'm going to be showing you a gin cocktail with a bit of spice and everything nice. Alright, so today for this we're going to be needing some red chilies, some Tabasco sauce, some lime juice, some simple syrup, obviously a shot of gin, and of course our Fitch Leedes grapefruit tonic. Okay, so I just want to make sure that our chilies aren't too hot. You know the procedure in this country? No, we cool. Alright, so we're going to toss a couple of those in there. We're going to throw our lime juice, our simple syrup, drips, our shot of gin, and a splash of Tabasco, just one. Oh, okay, might have been more than one, but that's fine. Cool, alright, we're going to take the shaker full of ice, release this boy up. And then our garnished glass, as you can see, there's a green chili and a red chili garnished on that glass. And there we go. Looking delightful. And of course, as I said, Fitch Leedes grapefruit tonic. Bang! Look at that. Awesome. And as is tradition, cheers. Thanks, guys.
Fitch Leedes, you've got to mix it, that'll fix you on the table.
Fitch Leedes, the bespoke mixer for the discerning individual.
It's very discerning indeed. I love the temperature check. Oh man, hello. I think with some of the guys on the history group, they are here tonight, but I think they have to do something. You have to click on something in order to for us to see their names online. So I don't know who that was, but hello, that person. The history group is fantastic. Donald Thomas, thank you very much for all the pictures that you're posting as well, which I love, of course, PE history as well, and it looks like it's a group that's growing and growing. So we're streaming live from there tonight as well. So we'll have a couple of the guys from the history group. And we're going to call on now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk to the MBDA, because MBDA is the Mandela Bay Development Agency. They are creating these amazing spaces for our public, for the people in PE to enjoy. And this is an old picture, okay? This is dated 1920. Now this is Happy Valley, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, it's the bathing pool in Humewood, you know. So it's changed somewhat since then. There's a freeway going across it. No, but I thought you might be interested in that. That looks very interesting. That just looks like a whole bunch of river. And of course the old oceanarium at the peak of the time when people didn't mind with the dolphins. You know, we have got to watch out for that stuff all the time. And yes, there's a lovely picture of the oceanarium as well. And it was very popular in those days. And I know that I'm putting up the old pictures first, because we're going to be talking about the new development. Now, this is St Peters, ladies and gentlemen. Before it must have been probably in the 50s or the 60s that this was taken, because I think it sort of fell into disrepair after that. But it's formed a lovely ruin, I've got to tell you. And the MBDA have done some amazing things. Of course, the tramways as well. Gary's cycling through these as well. We've got the tramways there. There's one of the trams. The fearless cigarettes. I don't know if we should fear that or whether they should fear us, but it looks like the Port Elizabeth Electric Tramway Company. They're coming out of the tramways building. And of course, that's our new tramways, which we're going to speak about now. So ladies and gentlemen, with that little introduction of our little history, we're going to pull in two people from the MBDA. We have Debbie Hendricks. Debbie, hi, you're going to have to unmute yourself there. There we go. Can we hear you, Debbie?
Hi. Yes, can you hear me?
There we go. Absolutely. Fantastic to have you online, Debbie. Wow. And the MBDA, a lot of people don't even know about the MBDA, which freaks me out completely, Debbie. I mean, I think they and when they do think about it, they couple it to the metro, to the councillors, you know, which we don't want that. It's an apolitical thing, and we want it to be and it's a thing that is going to grow PE and bring about a whole bunch of positivity, because I think that the MBDA is doing absolutely amazing things, stuff that you can see with your own eyes if you walk around town. And I'm going to bring on not only you, Debbie, but Debbie Hendricks is the operations executive of the MBDA, and we're going to bring in the project manager, which is Dorelle Sapira. Hello, Dorelle.
Hello, Gino.
Lovely to have you online. I'm gonna make your picture nice and round. Let's put us all in a nice picture. There we go. Nice picture each for us. We've got Spar in between us. It's coming between us, Debbie. You see that?
I see.
But fantastic to have you on the show. You know, I've been when I thought of doing getting PE involved, making it a PE thing, and well, the Eastern Cape thing really, because we've done East London, we've done Uitenhage as well, and towns around in the Eastern Cape too. And I just, as soon as I thought of the buildings and I thought of that stuff, I thought we got to have the MBDA, because it's such a positive thing for people to look at, and if they know what's going on, and they meet the people that are involved, then they're going to understand much better.
Good.
So Debbie, I think you can go first. You can. What I need to know is, I think everybody needs to know is basically how the MBDA started. What was the spark that started this, and sort of a quick idea of how we got to where we are at the moment, as far as you know, the aim of the MBDA.
Thank you, Gina. Let me take my glasses. I see there's some glare, some reflection.
That's fine.
Yes, the MBDA has been around since 2003. So yeah, it's surprising that you still find people that don't know about the MBDA.
Yes.
But the reality is we're a small company, and I just have to correct something you said. Yeah, it's got nothing
Yes.
to do with the municipality and the councillors.
No.
In fact, we have everything to do with the municipality and.
But it's not politics.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Look, we are a development agency of the municipality. So
Yes.
so in that form, it's apolitical. In that council is a structure that is voted in through the normal politics. But once they are there, they have to look at governance in the city. So we get
Yes.
our mandate from the municipality. We were created in 2003. Started in 2004 with funding from the DTI, the Department of Trade and Industry, that was going around assisting cities to establish these special purpose vehicles to assist with special projects that the municipality in their normal days and their normal functions would not get to. The municipality would be concerned with housing and water, sanitation. Those are the things that the normal municipal directors and the agency would be focusing. Yes, the basic services would be focusing on those sort of special projects that don't quite fit into a normal cubbyhole of a municipal directorate. So yes, the MBDA has been around for a long time. Dorelle has been with the MBDA for a lot longer than I have. I'll let her speak about that. But I come from the city. I was in private sector a little bit. Come from the city in the planning directorate. So I'm an urban planner by profession.
Okay.
And I joined the MBDA in 2017. And in that time was just where the MBDA was changing some of the things that they have been historically doing. As you know, I think some of the slides that we've sent you shows the history, all the projects that we have been involved in, the stuff that we've done in the city. The initial focus was around the regeneration and the upgrading of the inner city. And since then, around, say, 2012, 2013, the municipality has expanded that mandate to also include township regeneration projects. So we started off with New Brighton and the Singapi project.
I've seen that. The Singapi is amazing.
Yes, it's fantastic.
I can bring up some pictures now if you want to. I've got some of this.
Bring it up.
Yes, let's have a look. Maybe we should go through some of the stuff too. I know that I think Dorelle wants to do a bit of Bayworld. I know that, and that's such an exciting project as well. But let me just see what Gary's got here. some of the let's have a look at the P stuff. Let's go through the pictures there. Oh, those are the he's got to get the power. It was off the PowerPoint, eh? That one. Yes. Oh no, there was another one. Okay. I'm going to send that to him as well, so as you can see the you can have a look at the Singa P. That's in New Brighton. That whole street has been redone, right?
Yes. So that, I mean, that was finished in early 2018 already. And we're actually looking at a new phase. That was, a particular period in New Brighton. We've since built a swimming pool in New Brighton. We want to get a learn to swim program going in New Brighton. And you'll see on our website, there's some new discussions where we're actually asking the public to engage with us as to what they'd like to see. We obviously want to see the reopening of the Red Location Museum. And we are starting a series of discussions that will take us to that point. But also, if you know Vilikazi Street in Soweto.
Yes.
Yes, so I mean, that's where we're going to, where we actually just want to activate the economy and the local guys that are doing amazing work in New Brighton. I mean, New Brighton has got an incredible story to tell in terms of just our political history, the creative industry, jazz in the townships, etc. And we just want to showcase that and build on that story, and have some amazing projects going in New Brighton. So that's the next phase, and we're very excited about where that's going.
It's going to be building a bit of pride in PE as well. You know, when these buildings go up and these places are revamped, it's just so beautiful to walk down there and to use those places. You know, so and in helping getting those places looking good and people wanting to go there, then more people are there, and therefore the crime is less, and then it's so it's a opposite of a vortex. I don't know what you would call it. An unvortex.
So one of the things that we typically always say is that one of the objectives of the MBDA is that we want to inspire and transform places and spaces in the metro. That sounds a bit cliched, but that's really what we're trying to do. Is it's not just, and I think this is one of the new approaches in the MBDA. It's not just about physical spaces and the buildings. You have to build the person as well. I mean, crime is at escalating at a ridiculous rate. Unemployment is at an all-time high. People need a bit of inspiration and hope, and to build confidence. And so that's part of the new work of the MBDA, is looking at the psychosocial, the socio-economic development. So when we go into an area, for instance, we don't just look at a project. We are now saying we're looking at a program, which is really just a bag of projects, a suite of projects that include infrastructure, that includes psychosocial, youth development, women empowerment. Because people say you can build a road and you can build a park, but how does it affect my life?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And you build these things and they get vandalized, and until you make the person to the space connection, then something goes wrong. And we have to ask ourselves, why is there this disconnect between our communities and our spaces that we need to claim and reclaim? So that's really what we're trying to do.
Oh, fantastic, man. So it really is a whole bundle of stuff. And the psychosocial, are you talking about counselors out there? You're talking about, in a practical sense?
Yeah. What I mean by that is just a community. So I'm talking about, for instance, we're very proud of a project, one of our programmatic areas that we have been involved in quite intensively for the last 7-8 years, is the Helenvale Urban Renewal Program. And this is where we've seen that the psychosocial component of the work that we're doing is even more important than the infrastructure. Are we talking about severely traumatized children and communities and youth? And they get caught up in the wrong track, So it's easy to say the area is notorious for gangsterism and crime and whatever.
Yeah.
But you must understand what's happening in that household. So we're taking our programs to that community and start looking why the kids are dropping out of school, why we have a 70% dropout rate in the schools. So it's starting to deal with the issues, going into getting the kids back into mainstream education, to find out what is happening in the world with regards to, joblessness and what effect that
Yes.
has, domestic violence, and all of those sort of things. So when I say
Okay.
psychological aspects, as well as the socio-economic dynamics in a
Yes.
community that you have to do simultaneously while you're doing the brick and mortar stuff.
Yes. Okay, I think Gary's got some of the slides. We can maybe just have a quick squiz and have a chat about it. Okay, that's one's the that's it's a tramway one that we had. I think I'm going to see there if I can get. It'll be on camera 4 there. So we go. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I see it there. All right. We're getting it. There we go. Camera 4. There we go. All right. That's it. That looks like Govan Becky.
That was Govan and Becky. That was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we were very proud of that as one of our flagship projects with the upgrading of the inner city.
Yes.
But that's been 10 years already.
Yes,
So
amazing. And
now-
Jetty Street as well, I think was also
Correct.
later.
All of the slides after that is the inner city physical upgrade that we've done.
Yes.
And
Okay, let's have a look.
things have changed in the inner city. We are now opening a
Yeah.
new discussion to say, maybe, and we have to be honest with ourselves, have these
Yes.
things had the impact that we hoped they would have?
Yeah.
The dynamics in the inner city have changed. A lot of big businesses has left. We also have a dynamic of students. I think we have an excess of 4,000, I believe between 4,000 and 5,000 students in the inner city that you didn't have
Yes.
10 years ago.
Yes.
Changes the buying
Gee whiz.
power, the movement patterns in the inner city. So we are
Yes.
actually looking at a new plan of how do we reactivate the inner city as a cultural hub. We have to
Yes.
accept that it's never going to compete with a warmer park or a
Sure.
Greenacre shopping center anymore.
Yeah.
That era has moved on,
Yes.
So it might not be the retail hub anymore, but it has the potential to be creative arts center. It could be a civic hub
Yes.
with all the government institutions that are there. Also, the student population brings a new dynamic to it. It needs to come alive at night. At the moment, it's
Yes.
dark. There's nothing happening, etc. So we.
Well, I'm just
asking
thinking of
ourselves-
maybe those passenger ships and those things that come off out of the harbour area. I've been on the ship a few times. Going up from Durban, and I know that when you're on a passenger liner, there's 5,000 people on that boat that pour out of it, and they just want to go and see something. And so Strand Street would be actually the perfect spot if there was the arts and the tourist trade could be amazing there, for that area.
And I mean, Central is so unique. It has an incredible, rich cultural and diverse history.
Yes.
And things that people would want to see, but we are not able to quite make the connection between tourists coming in and what is to offer in the inner city and how
Yeah.
we package these things and market these things. Obviously,
Yes.
there's the issue of crime and safety and cleanliness,
Yeah.
etc. So we just think it's time for a fresh discussion. And if we're going to be
Yeah.
serious about this, then the inner city cannot be neglected. It's the heart of the
Yeah.
city. It's the main, civic node of the city. It needs a
Yeah.
lot of attention and a lot of work. So we are,
Yeah.
and like I said, MBDA is a small company. We're a small unit in the municipality. We need to partner with business. We need to partner with the university, with all the historical societies, with residential associations, the central SRAs,
Yeah.
etc. As to how do we work together to actually just polish this little gem up and present
Yes.
it not just nationally but internationally for what it really is. I think it's like
And just for the residents to actually of PE, the people of PE must really support. We've got to support these things. We're having a look at pictures now of I saw the Athenaeum there as well. These places are being rejuvenated and they're beautiful. When you hear about the MBDA, if there's something that you can do, if there's something you can help, if you are an owner of a company that can help, get involved. If you have businesses in the inner city as well, Absolutely,
Yeah.
jump on. Let's chat and get in touch. You know, because everybody can help in their little bit, in their little way.
No, absolutely. You know, we are, as part of government, we take a lot of flack, we get a lot of criticism. We're
Yes.
far from perfect. We admit that. But we're willing, we're keen, and everything starts with a conversation. Let's start talking about these things. Things don't happen overnight. You know, it takes a 2 or 3 years of planning, but it starts with an idea and it starts with a conversation. And we
Yeah.
realize that if you look at what's happening nationally, internationally, our government doesn't necessarily have all the money to do all the things that should be done,
Yeah.
needs to be done in the country. So we will have to be a lot more creative, and we will have to join hands to do joint things. And as also in terms of innovation and creativity, there's a lot of scope for partnerships to do amazing things, not just in the inner city, in the townships as well. But obviously, the city, like I say, is our flagship project.
Yeah.
When we say inner city, we mean central CBD, Govan and Mbeki strip, but
Yeah.
also the Barkens Valley, the
Yes.
waterfront development that we are quite keen to start seeing it coming to life.
That's it.
And obviously, I would have Dorelle talk about the Bayworld type of
Bayworld.
option.
Yes.
The main, hopefully, we think this will be a game changer for the city. And if we can just get
Yes.
the right organizations and people to get behind this thing, we believe this can change the economic outlook, not just for the city, but for the province. We are that confident that it can do
Yeah.
this. We must just get our act
Absolutely.
together and start putting the puzzles together. I mean, Dorelle is, I can't think of a better person to lead this project. We have
Yes.
actually just arranged that she drives that ship.
Yes.
She's done amazing things in the city, and we can actually see we have a big team, not a big team. We have a multidisciplinary team,
Yes.
but Dorelle leading us on that. We are confident we can make this work. We just have to get the right people with the right kind of money.
Yes. Yes. How that helps too. Yeah?
On board as well.
I'm gonna see if Gary can get me that Singapi street thing again, because I noticed you've done a little. I know when I was younger, I grew up here in Warmer, and we had the little outside the Warmer library. We had the little tracks for the kids to play with the little robots, and you learned how to stop at the red and go at the green, and and it's a little on your tricycles or whatever you were riding, or your little black bikes that you had from BP, whatever those little scooters that we used to have. And the hours of fun that we used to have at this place, and just it just makes it look like a family environment, And I'm gonna see if Gary can get that. It's number camera 4. There we go. There we go. That's the one. And Singabi Street, I see they've got the little robots and the little roads there for the kids to ride on. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And just something like that for the kids can just. I see the netball team as well. I watched the little video of the lady that's doing that. I think that must be that lady there that's doing the netball team. And it sounds absolutely amazing. That these and it's as soon as that paving is done, the residents there are immediately feeling better. They're feeling more positive, and it builds.
Yeah. Dorelle, you were involved with Singapi early on.
I was. The special part about Singapi really is that all credit to the community themselves. They designed that area. We had a team of architects that were involved, but really that was quite a pioneer project, because the early ones like Governor Mbeki and Parliament Street were all very much design-led, so led from an office, maybe a little bit of public participation, but not any deep stuff. Whereas with Singapi, we worked very closely with the ward councillor, with the various committees. We brought 60 people to the inner city. They saw the Route 67, what had happened, went back and they designed for themselves physically on pieces of paper in a workshop situation what they wanted. So they were the ones that thought up the little traffic learning center, because priority for the women were that the children didn't have road savvy, and there were a lot of really bad drivers in the area. So that was something really important. And a series of parks, then each park had a theme according to what they wanted. There are lots of fantastic jazz players in the area. So there was a jazz club, a jazz park, park for the older folk to kind of feel safe in. So that all that conceptual thinking was really done by the community itself. And it was fantastic to see the end product of what really they designed. And no discredit to the architects. They finished it off beautifully, and they detailed the designs amazingly.
Yeah.
But really, for me, it was that community that designed it. So that was really special. And I think that set the tone for many of our projects since then, that we always spend a lot of time actually engaging with the people that are going to use the space or with the wall. And that, I'd like to think it makes a difference, because people then own the transformation and become part of it, rather than just present with a fait accompli.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that, I mean, that's in New Brighton there, and I know you've got that one in Uitenhage as well, and then the Helenvale, you said the Helenvale one too. And then, but then obviously the inner city is the one that most of the the largest part of the population are going to be, and the tourists are going to see as well, which can bring in tourism, which is going to then hopefully bring in money as well. All these areas will hopefully bring in people from out of town and overseas as well, to bring in some more pounds and dollars for us. And I know that tramways is obviously one that's just looking absolutely beautiful, and that forms part of that whole area. St Peters there, I had that old picture of St Peters. I think that I don't know when that was from, but I found it. It was obviously from the 50s, before Southend was, before the whole removals in Southend, because I think that was part of it, wasn't it? Yeah. So
Yes.
so they had, yeah.
So the demolitions happened in the 1970s, early 70s.
Okay. So it would have been just before then. Gee whiz. And and then now, so that it's a beautiful area, and I know being a musician, I've played in a lot of different bands, and they all wanted photos there in the old days, where it would look like it was there was spray paint all over everything, and it looked like some sort of what do you call it, the spray painting guys all over it, graffiti guys were all over it. But I see now that it's been completely redone as well, and it's looking absolutely beautiful. I don't know if Gary can. I don't know if you can find anything on that, because I think he can't see the next slides as they're going down, so he's having to guess. But the St Peters is looking beautiful as well, and then that forms part of that whole area that's going to go towards the behind the Algoa FM buildings around there in the south end.
Yeah. So the project that you're talking about is the Lower Barkens Valley project.
There we go.
So what we've done is, so the tramways was the initial building that we have renovated, and that's really just, it's a kickstart of a series of projects. I think there's a plan for that entire area, and it's over 30 projects that has been identified that could potentially be developed as funds become available. So it's various initiatives to bring back the glory of Southend. So Southend is our story, maybe akin to District 6 in Cape Town.
District 6, yeah.
So the stories of the forced removal, Southend obviously has a major story to tell with regards to that. So St Peters is incredibly important in that story. So it's one of the only remaining buildings from the demolition that has obviously survived that period. And incredibly important for that community that's been relocated. So for us to restore the ruin and bring some, significance and dignity, so that it's a place where we could actually remember Southend, but also talk about the future. That installation was by Michael Barry, a local artist. That family is also from Southend here.
Of course.
A commemoration piece, but it's also a discussion piece. So the site lends itself all sorts of things to community events. Maybe you want to take your band back there. Maybe I thought something like an orchestra or something with lighting at
Yes.
night. It's an amazing space. We built a little boardwalk so that you can actually walk around the site without getting near to the ruin. That's
Yes.
phase one. Phase two is we are actually going to have a little like a little coffee shop. You could actually have a quiet space to drink a cup of coffee, meet there, look over the harbor if you can do something about the
Yes.
trees blocking the site. But just to activate the space and to make people aware and a place to actually talk about the story of Southend. And further up the valley, what you're talking about, the area opposite the Algoa FM building where the temple is.
Yes.
So the plans is there actually for a mixed use integrated housing development.
Yeah.
And the idea is so that we can have an area with affordable housing or mixed income housing, if you like,
Yeah.
that would allow people of different income groups and different backgrounds to actually come back and live in the area and be in walking distance of the beachfront, walking distance of the inner city. People that have
Yes.
been
And the brewery.
So we're all in the planning phases with that. So there's exciting stuff still to come for the Lower Barkens Valley.
Oh man.
Yeah, so lots of plans.
It's already looking beautiful, so I can only imagine it's going to be even better. I mean, and all those. I mean, there's a lot. Even there was a lot of happening there. I see the little enduro that was going up and down the thing as well. The motorbikes, and there's stuff happening there, which is always good. And I hope that post COVID it's going to get going as soon as it can again. And we'll put a band there. We'll get a band up there to St Peters. They'll have a go. That'll be fab. Imagine that'll be absolutely lovely. And but I mean, I was looking at some of the overhead shots of the area that's going to be involved in these projects, and it is massive. I mean, I was absolutely blown away. I knew it was quite big, but I didn't realize it was that big. For me, it's already something that can put PE on the map worldwide. It's incredible, and that probably get. I mean, I know that we're talking about Happy Valley and Bayworld and that whole area there, which is your. It sounds like it's your baby there, Dorelle.
Oh yes.
So maybe we can have a look there and see what's potting. Well, tell us a bit about it.
Oh, well, but before I saw there was a question about whether we can go into St Peters. St Peters is open to the public. We just keep it secured. So anytime you want to go, you could just make arrangements via our marketing team to get the unlock. So it is accessible. The idea is that it is a public space.
Sure. Okay. So, lovely.
Bayworld Happy Valley Telkom Park is the province's new mega project. It is huge, and it is extremely, extremely exciting. So there you are. There's a little sketch that shows the parcels, the 3 parcels of land that we at the MBDA believe are very significant in terms of changing around the face of the city. So we've been talking about the Barkens Valley to the north, and then of course with the waterfront, which we do believe will happen. It would be great if we knew exactly what date, but it will happen. And then if we add the Telkom Park, Happy Valley, and the current Bayworld portion to that, you put all of that together, I think it's in the region of about 220 hectares of land that can be developed into new, exciting, inclusive heart of the city. We're talking about a new city, really, and that is what I'm so excited about it. So Debbie's been talking about the Barkens. What we're looking at on the Telkom Park site all started with the redevelopment of Bayworld. So that was the little spot, the red dot on the top end of the map. So the area that we're talking about includes what we know as Happy Valley, the whole green lung that goes right up to Telkom Park, and the land, the green area in between it. So that's a footprint. It's 55 hectares. That's a lot of land to be developed. Unfortunately, some of it, or fortunately, the green part is a no-go area for anything that's building related. But it is extraordinarily beautiful from a outdoor recreational point of view. And we believe we could turn that into a little mini microcosm of uniquely Eastern Cape biodiversity and use it as a lever for tourism.
Tourism,
The purple
yes.
tourism, because that's our brief from the province, who gave us the brief to redevelop Bayworld, and obviously the city gave us the mandate too, was that we need to change the Bayworld part into a world-class heritage site and a premier tourism destination as well. So we've taken that as that's what we need to do in the whole precinct. But rather than just focus on Bayworld, we knew that all of this land was available and something could be done. So conceptually, we've put it all together and come up with something which is really a uniquely Eastern Cape development. So in the whole development, there are two nodes, one the Bayworld at the bottom, the one dot you saw, and on the other end, we'll have a mandate from the city at putting up an ICC, an International Conference Centre, for that portion of land. Doesn't mean we're going to, because we've looked at some other sites, we've done a feasibility study to see which is the most effective. But for our planning purposes, that mandate still stands. So we saw two magnets. So we need like good old shopping centre design where you've got a Pick and Pay on one end and you've got a Woolies on the other end. And in between shop and walkways and activities to inspire people and to activate the area. That's kind of the thinking. So the purple, everything you see in purple is developable land. And so what we've come up with through a lot of public consultation that started in 2016 actually, paused a bit in 2017-18 and then full swing in the last 2 years. What through these stakeholder consultations and talks and visioning and a huge social media campaign that we did as well, there are now what we are envisaging as 13 big projects to make up this basket of projects which we now call the Bayworld program. So when you hear of the Bayworld program, it's not only the place called Bayworld, but it's all of these other wonderful things. And they include a big mixed-use development or an ICC on the top end, a big housing offering, again, entry-level affordable housing for a first-time homeowner, an eco-hotel. We're talking about a digital dome. So for those of you that have been to the Iziko Dome in Cape Town, it's the most incredible learning experience because you sit in a big bubble and you become part of whatever is showing. It is just the rolls of experiences. And as Bayworld is a huge place of learning for children, it's got a registered school, 150,000 kids. We see the focus of the precinct also having to be about learning. And you'll see, I saw that one of the slides that was popped up there. We're also thinking of replacing.
What is
that's
that?
the digital dome. That is the digital dome. So you sit inside a sphere, kind of lean on your back almost, and you project very much like planetarium technology with 30 or 40 films around you, projectors. So you're experiencing what you see. As if you are part of it. So, for example, you could the human body and pop into the heart and the lungs and the nose and the veins and see how it works. Imagine the power of that to teach children in a new and exciting, different way. Or you can zoom out and see planets and understand how the Milky Way works. It is absolutely an incredible, incredible opportunity. And the current conference center that used to be the old Tropical House is absolutely ideal for something like that. So that's on the. We are thinking of having a hologram circus. So obviously we don't want to lose the dolphins. So take down that address and do yourselves a favor and go and see what we're talking about.
All right. There we go.
It's really
HTTPS.
replacing the dolphin shows with holograms, possibly of our dolphins in New York, so that we could still have the feeling.
Are they in New York now? Is that where they are?
Sorry, not New York.
in China, Hong Kong. Yes.
But you can see, you can experience all sorts of other animals and get the size and the feel, and you can do all sorts of other things. So there aren't hologram circuses in this country anywhere. Germany has, and I think in the East there are one or two, but it would certainly be a continental first. So we're planning for that. We're planning to upgrade the current museum into a digital museum where you really can have a participatory experience. And so those are some of the images that a young graduate from the NMU Architectural School put together some, because what we want to do is create our Sydney Opera House, our Eiffel Tower, unique destination that people will want to come to. So the brief to the student was, or to the graduate, was to imagine a place that was world class, that could also teach about how to build in an environmentally sensitive way, that could harvest its own water, make its own energy, and talk about biomimicry and the design of architecture, looking at animals and skeletal systems. So this is courtesy of Spakema Vilakazi, if he's listening, all kudos to him for the graphics. But really,
amazing! Look at that. I mean, you can see that. Okay, so it's just so that you can see. For the guys can see that you can see the pier at the top there, and then MacArthur Bars, I think, to the left there. And then that's going to be that could be the new Bayworld if that design goes through. It looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Spectacular, something really special that the people from the province, from nationally and internationally, will travel to. So what we're saying is that we see Bayworld not only as the place that we always used to go to, but rather as the center of activating tourism and heritage for the metro. Excuse me.
So we're giving you COVID, yeah. How's it? Did you taste that? What you just had now, Dorelle? Did you taste any of it? Because if your taste's gone, you know what that means.
Anyway, so Bayworld will become a center, almost a headquarters, to activate all the tourism activities around the metro. Because when we did the public participation, we said if we want to be world class, we've got to find what is our particular niche, what makes us unique, can help us compete with Sydney, New York, Los Angeles, Hermanus, Cape Town, Durban, East London. And it was very much about our unique biodiversity. It is world class, no doubt about it. We just don't know it because we're so blasé. We live in it every day. We see it every weekend. But if you take the sandboarding at Maitland and you take the Swartkops estuary, world class, people will travel from far away to be part of that. So we see that Bayworld can become the headquarters to organize, activate, where you could have a digital experience of everything that's available in the Eastern Province. And then you go to come back and spend the week in those places. So that's all about education, conservation, and having fun, lots of fun, because we the green becoming an adventure park almost. We have the butterfly park and the zip lines and the walks and the
the zip line. Tell me, because that was it was like, wow, my kids are really like, oh, zip line. So that you're looking at down there in the valley as well, near to where Remo's and those places are, I think. Across the river.
We're talking about a 2.2, very conservatively, 2.2 billion development. He's super keen, walking behind us every step of the way. We're busy taking it forward to try and get reconstruction funding, if we could, I suppose, call it that, COVID, because it does lend itself to becoming a huge job creation and economic development program, not only for our city but for the province. And it's I
saw something like 4,000 temporary jobs and another 800 or so. I mean, that's just in that precinct, you know. Amazing.
And a great opportunity to inspire young minds. So if you're thinking about the new jobs and helping with the science and the maths education in our province, it has so many good spin-offs from a social development point of view. And really, we believe it can transform our inner city. And so getting very excited. Half of the projects will be done, we think, by the private sector. So if there are any private sector guys in the audience listening, please, we need your support. So let's talk about maybe some of these Please give the lady a Fitch Leedes.
Yes,
I'd like
I'll
one of
give
those.
you one. You can take one. I see Roseanne from Spar was there. Very exciting news about our city. So Roseanne's there at the DC. She can maybe whisper in somebody's ear there, I think, Roseanne.
So we're looking
Spar
to see
DC.
the SPA's bigger input. They already support.
Oh, they're already
Bayworld.
supporting. Fantastic.
They've been
Oh,
for
wow.
Bayworld, so we'd like to see much more of SPAs and all the others coming to the party as well to
Good
make
people.
it happen. It's going to be
Yes.
great. It's going to be great.
It's amazing. I mean, I mean, if you think of the days when the boardwalk was first built, for example, and what that did, it really did give it a boost, you know. And if Bayworld is going to be, it's going to be even bigger. It's going to be amazing. And like you're saying, for the tourists to come in, that's their port of call. So they come in straight away to the Bayworld. They go and have a look around to do the hologram thing. And they think, what are we going to go and see? And then from there, they just shoot out to all the game farms. You're talking about diversity. I know that in the valley here, in the Barkens Valley, the plant life, the flora is amazing. Like there's so many different plants and birds in this area. You know, it's one of the most diverse places in the world. Absolutely. You know, we don't want to
And
go
our
to
bay.
we don't want to go to smoky, smoggy Europe. We want to come
No.
out here.
Exactly.
Must come in South Africa. It's much beautifuler. Must tell all the people. Oh man, that's fantastic. I don't know if there are any other there were any other pics on that thing. I'm going to see if Gary's got some more there. On Dorelle's, was that the last one, Gary?
Yes, I agree. There's a
Okay, yes.
Swartkorps estuary.
Oh,
that it
Swartkorps.
did, and that's part of the whole hub and spoke idea of Bayworld, that activating the Swartkorps estuary with innovative ways of whether it's bird life, whether it's community-driven tourism opportunities, it's all trying to work in an integrated way to get our tourism products developed for the city, because now we've got so much. We have so much to show and to offer, but it's dusty and it's not looked after, and and let's dust it off and clean it up, you know, do what Cape Town has a fantastic rock that some clever person managed to do a fantastic marketing campaign with, you know. We've got much more than that. We just don't have the marketing. So, you know, there's got all of those opportunities, a bay full of incredible diversity that is research bays in the world. So we've got to believe in ourselves.
Yes, we do, and we just need that general support. You know, when something happens, when a project is on, just give it the whatever support you can, because you know there's. What else are you going to do? You can moan about things, or you can say, because I mean, you guys don't sugarcoat it. I mean, like you say, you know, some of the projects have been, you know, you've had a hard time with some of the projects, some are vandalized and stuff. But we've got to keep fighting. You know, you've got to keep fighting that stuff and get through. You know, eventually people will realize, you know, that this is part of making everybody better and everything better. You know. So I see Donald Thomas was talking about rebuilding the hot water spa. I saw some photos of that. There was apparently a beautiful hot water spa out there at Swartkorps. And I don't know if it's been demolished for years now, I think, but apparently the water just comes out beautiful. You know, it fixes all your problems. Apparently, you know. So there we go. There's another one.
We had some people tell us about. You know, Springs Resort out at Utneg, that there's some spa, and we're actually looking at that, to actually look at if that's a possibility. I'm not sure, but somebody would have to coach me on Swartkorps. I'm not aware of Swartkorps, but maybe it's the same thing out in Utneg.
Yeah, it could be that way. I'm not sure. I just remember I saw some beautiful photos of like a really spa where people just used to go and relax and be in the pools, and the warm pools, you know. So it could really be something. And I'm sure if is anybody watching, I mean, you guys are so you know, it's easy to come and talk to you guys. You're accessible, which is amazing. You know, you normally think of government as like you know, don't even worry about it, you know, but Dorelle's always around, and Debbie, you're always around, and Luvuyo's out there too, you know, and Ashraf as well. I've seen a few times. It's lovely to have you guys accessible like that and open to ideas. There's basically, like you're saying, if there's spas and SWAT corps, let's have a look. Let's see what's there. Anything that can assist everybody in general. Oh, there we go. Gary's found something there.
Oh my
But that's the SWAT corps spa. There we go.
Oh my word. Okay.
Can you imagine? Can you believe it? That looked great. Where was it? Show me again.
Send us the GPS coordinates so we can go.
Yes.
In the
We'll have to have a
groundwater
squiz
where-
there. Look at that. That looks absolutely lovely, Looks like the British flag's still up there. I don't know. Those old cars, my word. That's a long time ago. Yes, that's an old car, that, my word. But yes, and they look like old people there too, I've got to say. I think we must make it accessible to all people. But that'll be lovely. And say Bev Erickson saying how exciting to be a Port Elizabethan right now. You're absolutely right. And with the show that I've been doing here, we've been getting on people, and everybody is positive. If you just they're talking about COVID. It's we just need half of the COVID budget to take care of all of this, isn't it? Isn't it 5 billion? We just need half of that. It's fine.
2 billion. 2 billion.
Yes, only 2. That's only 2 billion. I mean, come on. What's that? We're talking 5 billion for COVID. But Gary's asking. Gary was asking about Telkom Park. The plans there for the old Boet Erasmus, eh?
So the Telkom Park is so it could possibly be the ICC. It could work there in that precinct.
Okay, that's the mandate you said at the moment was the ICC.
Yes, so we've got 2 alternatives of precinct plans there. One that has a predominantly ICC with surrounding infrastructure that goes with it, including an eco hotel and some housing and some shops and those sort of things. The other scenario is if the ICC is best located somewhere else in the city, then a big mixed-use precinct is possibly that land would be made available to the private sector. So we really are looking at partnerships with the private sector for that land. And we will probably put out some expression of interests over the next 18 months or so.
Okay.
But subject to council resolutions first. The council needs to decide what they want to do with it. Do they want to lease it or sell it? How would that land be alienated? What is possible? So that is what we're working with at the moment, trying to get all of that completed and have clear direction about what would happen with the land. Part of what we're thinking are some exciting concepts that you need to watch the space or the news about, but about academies and some other really exciting things which possibly could be located in that precinct, but really private sector developments mostly.
I see there a plan for Bayworld going forward to include a water park theme. That sounds nice.
Yes. So on the bowling green, on the Woods Bowling Green land behind current Bayworld, because it is in a river and because it often floods, we thought, well, let's use what's there. And so, yes, like Ushaka Marine World, the slippy slides, we've got one on the beachfront. Well, let's get them world class and let's get them teaching some things as well. So the whole slippy slidey family fun.
We can have our own Sharky Rivery thing one. We can call it the Sharky Rivery.
Sharky Rivery.
Because it's the Shark River, isn't it?
Indeed it is, yeah. So yes, that is the 13 projects that we hope will materialize.
Oh, fantastic! So a lovely water park. I like that idea. That's fantastic. Yeah. And I see that area in Telkom Park, and then right through, basically that whole area right through. I mean, you said 50 something hectares. It's amazing.
55 hectares. Yes. So basically, theoretically, you could get off your plane and leave all your baggage or send your baggage to the hotel, and then you could walk to the top end of the precinct and go to a conference. You could do some fabulous hiking, butterflying, cycling through the green part. You could get to the bottom. So really the idea is that you are extending the beachfront and the whole beachfront tourism all the way up the valley and back again.
The harbour.
Continuous one and linked into the harbour waterfront development. So it almost extends the potential waterfront development to the two river systems, the Barkens River and the Shark River Happy Valley system. And that's the whole conceptual thinking, that you have a place that tourists could come and spend school in that area. Yes.
Yes, a school. Yes, yes. Philippus wants a school there. Yes, I see that. That
Philippa,
wife of mine has got.
Bayworld has a registered school. I think you need to get involved.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Yes, they have got that school there. But now I know a lot of people want to know about the Telkom. I mean, not Telkom. It's Transnet. Those big old piles of rubbish there in the harbour. When they're going to go away? When they're going to go away, Debbie? What's happening with those things?
Oh,
you know, it makes me so mad.
Gino, you must get Transnet on your show and get them part of the discussion so that we can also know what's going on.
Yes.
So obviously it's crucial. You are not going to have a world-class waterfront development if you have the oil tanks and the ore dumps there. So the big thing is to unlock the potential of the waterfront is when are those moving to Kucha? We are waiting for a date. So you have to plan with dates. So every time if the date changes, then it's like, okay, but what do we do now? So Transnet is leading that process. We are keen to work with them very closely to integrate our plans and our development intentions, etc., with their plans. So we're waiting with bated breath as to when are we getting going with this waterfront thing. I mean, the city desperately needs, you know, a feature. I mean, we have this beautiful coastline. We have all the potential. And people are you know,
beautiful beaches and biodiversity.
Like
amazing.
Correct.
And I see the Apple Express. Viv Trobeck's asking for if the Apple Express. I know they've got those trains running again, but how long can the line go? That's the thing. I think they need to get the line a little longer. Is the MBDA involved in that at all?
We are part of a group discussion around the waterfront and Apple Express. The city is putting the Apple Express together with Transnet, and I believe that it's really at the point where they are looking at concessioning and how to actually run and operate it. I think it's quite clear that it won't ever be able to go all the way to Potensi and Luri, all those areas because of the bridge. To fix that bridge is zillion billions. And I think that possibly we might, well, certainly not my lifetime would we see that happen. But it doesn't have to. It could go to as far as Bay West.
Yes, he's saying there's Bay West and back. He's saying yes. Less traffic to the beachfront.
That is a definite possibility, and stopping off and creating tourism stops all along the way. But basically, the Apple Express is still very much on the cards, spearheaded in the city. Okay,
fantastic. No, well, maybe I must get those Transnet guys. Or we don't want another Beirut in PE, please. Those tanks are old. I don't like that. My word. But thank you so much, guys. Gee whiz, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but just to say thank you to both of you for coming on and sharing what you've got. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add. Anything else exciting that's coming up?
No, I just want to say thank you for giving us a spot on your spot.
No problem, on my G spot.
We are very excited about the city. I'm a PE girl, born and bred. So I've done my stint around different places. But I mean, I've come back because I feel like I've got something to give. So we just want to work with people that has the best, for the city at heart. And like you say, we've got so much to offer. We just very bad at marketing ourselves, of speaking well about ourselves. We want to create this groundswell of positivity, and I think there's enough of us in PE that want to see that happen.
They are,
and we just have to put heads and hands together to make that work. I'm not saying that glibly. I really think that the PE's got this positive vibe. I choose to stay here. I choose to raise my
Yes.
children here. So I want to see it flourish, you know. So I think there's a lot of us out there, and certainly the MBDA we are, you know, knuckle deep, elbow deep,
Yes.
knuckle
Yes.
deep,
Elbow deep.
elbow
Yes.
deep, you know, in the grind, wanting to make it work. And we're looking for partners that want to work with us. We're very keen. We're
Yeah.
very positive. So every opportunity, you mustn't let us loose in any place. Any opportunity we can get to speak about the work that we do, we can go on and on and on.
Oh, good.
But there is just so much to talk about, you know, and it's not just
Yes,
what
yes.
we do. Like I say, we're far from perfect, but we just one cog in the wheel. So we need the other,
Yes.
you know, other parties to come along. So thank you for having us. Thank you for
It's a
you know,
pleasure.
help us, you know, share our story and create a platform for more discussion. And you know, there's the MBDA website. I mean, we've just launched a new product where it's a free rated, no non-rated app for people that, so it doesn't cost any data, that you
Yes.
can link to the MBDA website. It's called MBDA Engage, www.mbdaengage.co.za. And you don't
MBDA
need data.
Engage.
Yes, it's free, so you can. We're
Wow.
starting off with, you know, what does the community in New Brighton want to see? What are their views on what we're doing? What are we doing right? What are we doing wrong, etc. So it informs the stuff that we
Yeah.
do. We don't want to do things that we sort of conjure up, but what does the
Yes.
community like to see? So we're launching a very exciting platform, and it's free, so you don't need
Yeah.
data even to actually engage
That's
with
very
us,
cool.
to make it accessible for everybody. So that's a new thing that I just wanted to mention. But
Yes,
thank
but
you.
PE
Thank
needs
you. That's
free
so much.
Wi-Fi across the whole town, our whole city. We need that. That's what we need. Imagine that. Imagine that. If we could get, I mean,
Imagine.
the whole of New Brighton, the whole of PE, the whole Utenhage, we could get the whole bunch in there, everybody. but
Everybody's talking about a smart city. That will be a smart city.
that'll be amazing, amazing. I don't know if there are any other projects that we've skipped out on that we could just touch on before we go, but I can't think. I know there's the swimming pool. There was a swimming pool I saw being built.
Yeah, we just yeah. Look, I mean, there's a lot we can start talking. We're working in inner city, Corsten, Shorterville, New
Corsten,
Brighton, Utenhage, etc. So each of them has a program with a combination of projects, etc. I mean, we can go into a lot of detail. The
Yeah,
swimming pool
no,
in
that's fine.
Brighton is just one of the ones that we've just finished. We wanted
Okay.
to launch, open it, and then COVID hit, so it
Oh,
will have to
man.
wait for the summer season.
Okay.
But yeah, we're very proud of that project. We particularly
Lovely.
keep, we want to partner with some interesting international organizations around learn to swim programs in the townships,
Ah,
etc. So it's not just about the pool; it's about you
yes.
know, swimming skills, and you know, the kids are
Yes.
drowning in beaches and rivers and stuff.
Of
So
course.
we get involved in all sorts of stuff, but it really has a
Lovely.
community-led approach,
Yes.
where it's something that the community would want us to assist them with.
That's what it's all about. It's a community, and we as a community, whoever's watching and whoever's going to be seeing it, I mean, the people watch it after the fact as well. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of people watching, and we'll put it out there for everybody to see. I know the history group is on here as well, and they always love the buildings and the you know, the architecture and stuff like that. So it's going to be amazing. We are making history here with this stuff. And so thank you so much to Debbie and to Dorelle for coming on. Thank you, Dorelle. For your,
Thank you very much. Awesome to
and,
have us. It's been great to be here.
It's lovely, absolutely lovely. Thank you, Debbie, and I'm sure we'll have you on again at some stage when we're doing some new stuff, or when something gets launched. We'll drop you in. Well, I'll keep in touch and make sure we know what's happening, and always support. We'll be there to support. We're right behind you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gino.
All right, guys. All right, now we're going to do the competition for the end of the evening. Ciao, Dorelle. We're going to do the competition now for the end of the evening, and that is we know what the story is. I go to the drum cam, and then we're going to. You want in the comments, get your fingers ready. Get your fingers ready, because when you type in the name of the artist and the name of the song, and if you get the name of the album first, you win overall. Otherwise, it's just the song and the song and the artist. But if you get the name of the album, you can win even if you are a little bit after. If you're a little bit later, we can give you that one. So let's see who's going to win it. Let's go over to the thing. Make sure you switch off that story over here. Okay, there we go. All right. I want to hear. I want to see on the comments. One comment with the name of the song and the artist. And if you get the album as well, then you get to win immediately. Ha ha. All right.
Erickson, you got it.
Well, show's over and it's time to say goodbye. Pour yourself a whiskey and go enjoy your ride. Living in the air and more than enough for me. So get out of cyber space and see your family. Have you got a home to go to?
Beverly Erickson, you're our winner. Thank you, Donald.
Thank you.
Fitch Leedes and Spar.
Spending the night with me.
And do a Mobio.
You got the face that's beaming.
Aye.
You filled up your tank with glee.
Spar, and I'm okay. All right. Next Tuesday, we have the Gilbin Sullivan, GNS. We have Taryn Light and Rose Cowper here on Tuesday. So come and have a look and see what they're going to be doing and the stories. Ooh. Check it out on Gino's Spot on Tuesday. Thank you to Fitch Leedes and Spar. Hey. Thank you. See you on Tuesday.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's Shot.
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Get to Gino's Spot.
Gino's Spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's Spot.